Collegiate Battlegrounds Association. My name is Potater, and I'm casting here with my fellow caster.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Nikki.
And today we have taken the best of the best teams, the most aggressive teams, the one with the most points from last week's game, and we've put them into their own special game here, the Elite Game. Happens every Sunday. Now, let me get into the rules a little bit here for the Elite Game, because they're just a little bit different from our games earlier in the week. There's no bonus for having all 4 players reach the end. You still get 1 point for every kill. However, the points for placing are cut in half. So that means if normally you get 50 points for first place, you're going to get 25 this time. So that helps to even the playing field a little bit here. Now, let's bring it in to the teams that are competing tonight. The best of the best right here. We have number 1, University of Texas San Antonio, University of Tennessee Knoxville, University of California San Diego, University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, University of California Irvine, University of Southern Illinois University Edwardsville, Georgia Southern University, University of Colorado Boulder, University of California Santa Barbara, University of Minnesota Twin Cities, Purdue, University of Illinois Chicago, University of California Riverside, West Virginia University, Auburn, University of South Carolina, Michigan State University, and finally Tennessee Technological University. Which one are you rooting for, Nikki?
I don't know. I think all the teams are they all have a really good shot at winning here.
Well, let's check out some of these teams to watch tonight. We've got University of Texas San Antonio at the top by quite a bit. 20, but I can't do math. 29 points ahead of University of Tennessee, and then things start to even out as things go down. University of Texas San Antonio has played quite aggressively here in the past few games. Texas San Antonio, 19 kills total, with Papaya holding 7 of those kills and an average of 3.5 kills per game. That means they roughly eliminate one other team completely every game, and that's pretty impressive. University of Tennessee Knoxville with a little bit more kills at 24, and again, average of 4 kills per game. And they clinched that very first game of preseason in 2v1 against Southern Illinois University Edwardsville, with Lone Potato grabbing last kill with that beautiful drop shot onto Blink Alliance. That was just a game winner right there. That was wild. I don't know what you think about that, Nikki.
I honestly, I was really surprised when I saw it on stream.
What do you think? You think it was a cheap shot, or you think he should keep the skill up and keep utilizing that little trick?
I don't know. You know, you could say it was both, but you know, if it gets you the win, and keep doing it.
Yeah, I say go for it too. I see a lot of these teams camping in the back, and a lot of these teams are uphill with very few, are up in the top of leaderboards with very few kills. And while that is a strategy, I like to see these aggressive teams out here, like San Antonio, Tennessee, with these 4 kill per game averages here. Those are what really make the stream interesting to watch. And up here right now, we've got teams by kills right here. Again, Tennessee at the top, 24 kills. That's just incredible. Again, at the bottom, South Carolina. Those teams like that with those 12 kills, they get just enough kills to get up there. Those are the teams that are picking off your best player, your number 1 player right there. You lose 1 player, it can completely tilt the battle in the opposite direction and just eventually make for a much tougher late game. And again, San Diego, Santa Barbara, Chicago, 15. That seems to be the norm up here. That's pretty good, you know, especially for this for the tight-knit games. And you know, Nikki, later on in the games here with these teams camping, it creates a really tough situation for a lot of the players, because you've got these small circles and every team is in there. Very few teams get eliminated in the beginning, so you've got everyone in these small circles. And I mean, we all experienced that last week. I experienced it personally with me panicking and driving my car into a tree. I had no idea what to do. There was people on my left, right, in front of me. It was insane.
Yeah, I know. I definitely experienced that. There's practically nowhere to go where you won't run into someone when you get to those smaller circles.
And it definitely makes the game seem slow at first, but later on it just really ramps it up and gets things going, and it makes for a really interesting end game. Some of these other teams here to talk about. We have here, University of California San Diego. Players to look out for here. Richa, 9 kills and a 4.5 kill per game. Remember, 4.5 kills, that's just half a kill per game more than University of Tennessee Knoxville for one player. Remember what I was saying earlier about those teams that didn't have too many kills. If players like Richa can get picked off by those other teams, it's going to devastate these top tier teams that might have one player contributing a little bit more than others. Same with University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. 20 kills total, Prince with 7 of them. Big top tier shooter on that team right there. He's really racking up the kills. And it could be due to just he's getting assists, but it's tough to call it like that, especially with so much going on. And like I said before, I really hope to see teams going for those crates. I'm a big crate fan. If it's out there, go for it. Really hope they go for these the first crate. As I keep hearing that the first crate's the most important. The first crate's the most important because no one's going to go for it. And we heard with some of the teams earlier, I believe it was Tennessee, Knoxville, I spoke with a player last week who said, we just got away from everybody. Nobody went to mill base. We got everything, So I think maybe that stay hidden in the beginning, gear up to the max, and then come out full force at the end, exactly like they did, is really going to catch teams by surprise while teams are transitioning from a little bit more campy play style to a little bit more out there.
Yeah, definitely. Getting that the guns from the crates that you can't get anywhere else, it's definitely going to change the game for your team. And
I see a lot of teams mixing it up too with the play style and maximizing their thing. Usually when I play personally, I toss the pistol. I forget about it. These teams have everything, and I think that might be a key to these high tier games here, is having yourself a full kit. Everything in there, the frag grenades, the Molotovs, whatever you can for those situations when you need them, because it's a very situational game. And at the top, the third team here, University of California San Diego, with 2 kills in the first game, 13 kills in the second game. They really ramped it up. I think it's just all about positioning here, but it really shows which team is the most aggressive in terms of their when they have an opportunity, they're going to take it. Excuse me here. I really think that some of these teams, I want to see some crazy strats in this game. It's the elite game, and I think that's going to push people. What do you think what do you think might happen in this game? I want to see a team spread out a lot. I just want to see what would happen. Something wild. Who knows, man?
I'm hoping that maybe in the beginning, people will be a little more aggressive since it is the elite game, and they're going to want to get those top players from teams out before the circle starts closing in. They're not on top of each other.
Yeah, and I just want to remind everybody here, we're currently testing out a new way of streaming here, so if there are any hiccups, are any difficulties, just please let us know in the chat. We've got mods in there looking, we're paying attention, we're trying out something new, we're still fleshing out the details here to make things work. And with that, we've got some of the teams working their way in here. Let's just bring up that screen, teams to watch again. Tennessee, up there. It seems like there's quite the range here, though, in the top teams. As you can see, University of Colorado Boulder with 60 points, but at the top, San Antonio with almost double their score from the bottom there. And I'm really interested to see how that plays out. But it seems like some of these teams here really just have that one player that can just tip the game one way or another, and that's quite a risky move here. But I know these teams have been practicing for this during the week here. The elite game, although the points are in half for placements, those few points are gonna I believe are what's gonna make the difference between first and second. Those top scores right here. As you can see, the points are already just differed by 7 or 3, you know, which isn't that much when you think about it here through the top. It spreads out a little bit more towards the bottom, but the top is still very, very competitive for those first 5 spots. And right now we are just making sure all teams are in here, everybody's good to go. We'll start this the first of 2 games this evening shortly here. I'm also excited to see this new desert map coming out. We got the rumors are that's coming out end of this year, maybe around when they come out of early access. I'm really excited for a new map, and I'm also excited that new van that they're gonna add in there. What do you think about that, Nikki?
I think it'll change the game a little bit, you know.
Yeah. There's another vehicle for me to flip over or run into a tree, really. But hope we've got a very interesting game here this evening. I'll bring it up. All the teams again competing here. Oh, excuse me. There we go. 18 teams tonight. Let's see here. Excuse me. Again, those top 2 teams. You see Knoxville, number 2. Not only are they on our wrong button. Not only are they on our teams to watch because of Tennessee up there 90 points, they also have the most kills. That is what really makes a strong team. If you're on our teams to watch and those top teams by kills, you're super aggressive, and you better watch out, because when you see yourself that you knock down one player from Tennessee, you better hit the deck running unless you're prepared to fight. And some of our players on Tennessee we want to watch out for. Looks like Zurrock, Zombie Hazard, Just HUD, J-Span, those guys, you know, we'll really try and keep an eye out for them tonight throughout this game here. And as usual, you know, we'll try and get a player in here, talk to him after the game, one of the players in the end there. See what's going through their head there. Hear a little bit of strategy, hopefully, like we did before. And again, University of California, with all 4 players alive, that just really sends a message to these other teams here that, hey, we aren't messing around. We're reviving everybody. We're all in this together. All 4 members to the end. And I mean, you just can't compete with that unless you've got at least 3. And even then, towards the end of the games, that gets tougher, especially, like I said, as that circle closes in. And again, we're just making sure everybody is in here in the game. Looks like we're maybe waiting on a few players here. To hop on in. And let's see. It looks like everybody, at least the first 5 teams, are in here. I'm not sure what's happening down there. Let's see if we can scroll through here. Oh, there's one guy that somebody joined who shouldn't have joined. Alright, we've locked in the game. And we're getting ready here again. Some players to look out for. We've got UCSD Lens. I remember him from the stream. Really aggressive, along with Richa, on excuse me, on University of California, San Diego. It seems like these high kill per game ratios are just that's what just helps to put them towards the top. Every kill with a point. Even still tonight with the points have, you still get a whole point for each kill. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into this stream tonight for the Elite game. Thank you for watching. We always appreciate it. Make sure to tell your friends to tune in and watch. And remember, we're gonna have a spring season. So if you're a fan, if you wanna have a go, give it a shot. It's a really fun experience. I'm playing for UCF, and sign up, get a group of friends together, tell your club, and make a team and join it. And it looks like the game is starting here as we load in. Players here on Spawn Island checking their aim or making a snake, as we have seen before. Did you play in the second game, Nikki, last week?
Thursday?
On Thursday, yeah.
On Thursday, I did. There was a giant snake in that when we were loading up.
Yeah, there was a giant snake loading up, and I think I'm gonna start doing this more. I played the cha-cha slide in chat and got a few people dancing.
Ooh.
It's a great way. You know, not many people. We got a little bit of smack talk going on in the beginning here, but you know, it's all in good fun. You know, it seems like the football rivalries transfer to this game as well. Man, I hope we get a good plane this game. We've been getting lucky with the planes. The worst plane you can get is what is between the big island and the military base over there. And let's see if we can anybody can land on top of the smokestacks this game again. That was real interesting. Nice shot of the map here, the major cities. Hopefully we will see more players landing in one. It seems like in the past few games, it's like one team in one city, and that's it. Everybody else is like, oh, one team landed there. Don't wanna bother with that. And like I said before, I want to see the aggression. I want to see teams going, no, that's my house, and I'm gonna go in there and get it. And looks like the players are starting off. Oh yeah, we get to hear some of that game chat briefly there. It's always good to hear a little bit of mic spam. Seems like a few players are dropping relatively quickly here, going to Sigourney Weaver and the shooting range. Group of 3 players going off to the side there. Seems like a lot of players are jumping out pretty quickly here, perhaps. Let's see. Oh, maybe we have a few waiting for mill base here. I'm really excited to see this. Let's see how many are going for mill base. If you went for Ferry Pier, oh wow, it looks like at least 2 teams back there going to the mill base. I'm really interested to see that flight. Tons of teams in Reebok up there. That is just wow. Hopefully some of those teams spread out to the more easternly cities there. That is just going to be a great fight to watch. Looks like another team landed in the ruins, or the water town, excuse me. Lone Potato already with that Mini 14 there, and you know that gun, I see it. It spawns so often. It's such a powerful gun. So many players utilize that gun, and just it is so hard to fight against, even with high damage guns like the AKM. If you miss just one shot, oh my gosh! If you missed just one shot with that AKN. Somebody with good aim with that Mini 14 is going to come right at you and knock you out. Wow, Shadow 1Z already down.
I understand that.
Oh, okay, a little bit of smack talk there. Alrighty. Driving in the Dacia here, looking for loot. Alright, Ho Chi Minh for the win, running across the sidewalk there. And, you know, I really appreciate the creative names here, but we've got to be a little bit careful with some of these names that might be a little bit leaning towards the R-rated side of things. Nikki, is your Discord doing alright? I think we're having some technical difficulties here with my my co-host here. Pretty decent circle. Don't think this one's going to be mill base. Actually, I don't think it will be mill base at all. Hopefully it centers around a big city here. I'm tired of seeing these battles in the hills. I want to see these teams sharing floors on in an apartment building here. UCSD Lens running up the side there. Again, University of California, San Diego. That's the team to watch out for, guys. Everybody keep your eye. UCSD Lens and his friend over there. Excuse me, Richa. Again, two of the strongest players in this league, I think, definitely. As players begin to spread out here. See, again, with this one team in Pochinki here, not much competition for him. This is what makes these endgames so tough, because not only is almost every team in the last few circles, they're all geared up, so it really just comes down to positioning and skill and a little bit of luck at that point. Matt D getting run over there by the car. Oh, dude. Two cars run over there immediately. Just crazy. And let's see here, off to the part of the mill base island there. Looks like nobody's touching the shipping dock over there. P641 here, getting the Vector. And, you know, I think the Vector is one of the most overlooked weapons in the game, because if you can get that thing kitted out, with especially with an extended quick draw and the grips on it, man, that gun is better than the UMP in my opinion. Just because of how powerful it is and just how fast you're unloading bullets at the enemy there, especially for close range action. And with the way shotguns can be kind of iffy in this game, I think the SMGs prevail in close range. Nikki, your Discord, are we back?
Oh, we're back.
We're back. All right, perfect.
We're back. There we go.
Team's still looting up here. There's that crate drop. Come on, it looks like there's a couple teams within driving distance of it here. Seems like a few of the teams. Seems like a lot of the teams really try and get to the center of the white circle as quickly as they can, and very few teams are staying out by the blue, which is pretty interesting here. Behind the door, low on health, getting a pistol, trying to survive out here in Ricola up top. Seems like his team is the only one in that city. Oh, just kidding. He was alone. And just like that, behind the door, taken out by, what was that? The Dingus Khan. And, Dingus Khan is from University of Minnesota, Twin Cities there. Bringing their kill counter up again here. Bojangles. And Dingus again looking out for that in the restaurant there. In my opinion, I love going to the restaurant. Lots of good loot in there. Nikki, what's your favorite place to go in some of these cities?
South George.
South Gregopolis? You think are you
South Gregopolis is my favorite place to draw.
Looks like Twin Cities here coming in strong with that one kill finishing off that that lone teammate there. And you know, sometimes it comes down to luck. That guy, all he had was a pistol, no health stuff here to heal himself up. Looks like some teams are maybe making their way into the towards the crate a little bit more. Perhaps they already got it.
I don't know. I don't think anyone's gonna go for that crate.
It's not even near anyone, man. They gotta go for these. Looks like it's me, Chuck D, big Public Enemy fan up there north, hanging out as the circle slowly moves in. Not too much going on in these first few circles here. Ron healing up there in the apartments next to school with one team in school. Ron is from University of California, Irvine. Again, all these teams just powerful players here. At this point, these teams up north should probably be looking for a car, or these teams far down south here, like in the mill base, looking for a car to make their way towards that white circle, because sometimes you're just playing the game of catch up, especially if you get unlucky with those circle spawns. I mean, you know that as well as I do, Nikki. Blink Alliance here trying to toss a nade, taking a few hits. Blink Alliance from Southern Illinois University of Edwardsville, and it looks like they are fighting against the Auburn University there. So Illinois and Auburn duking it out here. Captain Doorknob, man, they are going to have to watch him hard to prevent any revives. And it looks like their other two players aren't looking too shabby in terms of health either. I think Auburn might get wiped out there relatively soon. And let's see here. Again, some teams on the mountain there and chasing off. WM from UC Riverside. Again, we go back to the mill base here. What do you think's going to happen here, Nikki? I don't think it's looking too good for Auburn. Alrighty, Nikki here is having some technical issues with her Discord, so you guys are stuck with just me tonight, this evening. Nikki should still be in Twitch chat though, helping out, moderating in there. So tell her hey in Twitch chat here. We've got an interesting standoff here between Eric the Sloth and Richa. Again, a powerful team. Richa from excuse me, University of California. If University of California gets eliminated here, this could be a very big upset in terms of who's going to come out on top here, because some of these teams are just a little bit behind California, and this could really make a difference. Ooh, Oxbuddy just taken out from a lucky shot. Knight's Ghost barely escaping there as Richa and University of California teammates finish off the kills here. I think it was that was a risky move either way, just because you never know. Oh, are they healing up back there? Do they have no health? What's happening here? Dingus Khan making his way into the circle, and his teammates from University of Minnesota Twin Cities. Seems like just about everybody here is going to be able to make it into this circle. And we've got a few teams here going for the crate in the south. I'm glad to see you players utilizing that crate, gave them a major competitive edge in terms of that gunplay. Mighty Derb from West Virginia on that crate. Pretty far away from any other teams there. Fight Dude and his friends from University of Tennessee, Knoxville, making their way around in the dossier there. It looks like they just passed another group of 4 in some buildings near them. Again, a lot of close calls here. But again, it's that waiting period, that part where you gotta wait because maybe you don't have the gear you want or something like that. Because once this circle gets small, you better have all the gear and ammo you'll need, because you're not gonna find much after that, especially with teams playing a little bit more campy than usual here. X Swarms and his teammates, again from West Virginia, definitely have that crate north of the ferry pier. I believe that's where they dropped to, so they got pretty lucky with that drop here. Or I might have misspoke there. I think they actually made their way up from Mill Base, but I'm not 100% sure. Salty Sea Cow making his way into the white circle here, coming from the west. And Salty Sea Cow looks to be alone from University of South Carolina there. That might be a sticky situation for him if he comes into contact with the team, with X Swarms, who got that crate there. A lot of teams spreading out in these buildings next to each other here, with looks like there may be a sniping battle across the fields here, but I don't think these teams are going to come into contact with each other, as looks like his teammates are heading out to their buggy again. A lot of teams still at full health, you know. Again, there they are. UCSD, a kill from every teammate. They already wiped out one team. California, San Diego, right there, showing their how powerful the team they are pretty early on. And even though it is about luck, you can still get some of those crazy shots with a pistol or a revolver or a crossbow. We've all seen it before, and we've all had it happen to us. So it can happen to any of these teams in here just the same way. Looks like Ho Chi Minh for the win, and his friends from they're camping out in the near the lighthouse there. Dingus Khan, a lot of dictator names here, camping out with his team, University of Minnesota Twin Cities, as they take shots at King Arthur and his teammates from University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Sometimes you really gotta, when your car just gets a little bit damaged, like in the end game when I was playing there earlier, you really have no choice, especially when you need it, because just a few shots and it blows up and everybody inside is out of the match. It's me, Truck D, making his way here, trying to find a house to hang out in from Southern University of Edwardsville. Looks like a lot of teams are trying to pick a house and lay low until the circle encloses here. Again, a very risky game. Some teams still hanging out in Mill Base. Venus GG from Southern Illinois University Edwardsville and his teammates hanging out in there as well. Looks like there's one other team there just hanging out, just barely in the white circle here. A wum again with a level 3 helmet and level 2 backpack from UC Riverside there. Already pretty geared up here. JP with the VSS there. And you know, the thing about that VSS is it might take a few more shots to kill somebody, but they're not going to have no clue where those shots are coming from. And I think that is a super powerful feature. Gam there taking some shots. Ooh, takes a nasty shot, brings about 2/3 of his health down as he tries to escape here. Looks like Gam is the only surviving player from his team there. Can't catch that name. Sama already down next to the car there, and he looks like to be about down and out as his teammates here struggle. I don't even know how. I don't even want to try saying that. SY behind the sniper tower there with his teammate from University of Texas at San Antonio. Looks like another plane here flying over the drop ring. They're escaping. They're trying to get out of there. Ooh, and Raven gets down. Psych. Oh my gosh. SY taking some shots. He gets down too. Twitch TV. Can't see the rest of his name. Escaping just by the skin of their teeth. That's Booty Sama running away there. And looks like Zraven and SYUQA are out. Ooh, these guys might have a pretty rough gunfight coming up for him here with Eric the Sloth and UCSD there. Again, San Diego, the very powerful team hanging out in that house. They've got Reacha, they've got UCSD Lens, some really powerful players out there watching. And these guys, I know that they are going to engage the second that they see these guys. UCSD knows that they're up near the top, and they aren't afraid to show it and try and wrestle some of these teams out of the competition here. Looks like Marku might be trying to peek from that tree back there. Marku from University of California, Irvine. Again, the two California teams up against each other here. Who will rule the state of California here? Looks like they're definitely down, I think, by 2 men, if I can read here, in this gunfight. So I don't know if it's going to end up too good for California, Irvine here. Looks like San Diego definitely has the upper hand on this one here. But if they can take out one of their big players like Reacha or Lens, I don't know how they're. It's going to be a really tough game for them at the end game here. Reacha breaking that window there so he can make sure he can get his shots out without making too much noise. Reacha hops outside there. He might be trying to. Ooh, a super aggressive move here. Is he going back inside? Oh no, he might be pushing out. Ho Chi Minh down by the water. Not sure what happened there. Maybe he fell? That's rough. Elector from University of South Carolina and his teammates there by the pier. UCSD Lens looks like they got out of there with all their teammates. They're taking some nasty shots here. Their car's on fire. UCSD Lens down and out along with Ludo there. Again, two important players. Looks like UCSD Lens is gonna get killed there by the rest of them. It looks like oh, these guys are trying to go in for the revive here. Reacha's trying to get Ludo there as Zombie Hazard approaches from the side. Zombie Hazard from Tennessee Technological University here. Ooh, this is gonna be a rough gunfight here. Reacha knocked out J-Span. Holy Recreation trying to push through up to that tree there. UCSD Lens still down. Looks like he might be getting revived by his teammate over there. Hopefully they can get him up. They're going to need him in these gunfights. Looks like they might be retreating a little bit here, trying to heal up. Reacha back at a good amount of health. I think he sees something behind that team. Oh, and he gets Zombie Hazard. Going in for the kill there, but he can't quite get it as Holy Recreation comes up behind him. Using that first aid kit to heal up. They've got two of their teammates down. Holy Recreation already at half health. Oh, and he's down and out. That's 3. Just HUD, the last remaining team member from Tennessee Technological. As San Diego prevails in this gunfight here, it looks like they've got all of their teammates back up. UCSD Lens down again. Oh, and he's out. A big player. Mark Cool getting some kills over there. Man, what a crazy gunfight back here. Mikhail waiting it out back here. Looks like UCSD is out, I believe.
Nice out.
King Arthur here getting some call-outs to his team. As he has a sight. King Arthur taking some shots over there. University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign on the left. D-Snipe from West Virginia on the right.
Yeah, he needed.
Good calls there. Communication is key with these teams here. When they're practicing, they have got to have a shot caller, because in my experience, a lot of teams were talking over each other, and that's nobody's fault. We just didn't have much practice, especially with the timing of the events here recently in Florida. And Prince trying to get the angle on the top of the hill there. They're taking a lot of bullets here with not many places to run.
They use their nades, I think. Closing the door.
And they're still hanging out. Not much cover for either of these teams here. Ooh, Maxter 99 getting the snipe there to kill Elector. Elector from University of South Carolina here. Lots of shots from all over the place. Maxter 999 trying to take cover behind a tree. Oh, and he's out, and that's West Virginia University's out of the match. What a crazy gunfight there. Prince from Illinois at Urbana-Champaign making the escape as Fight Dude and his other teammates from Tennessee Knoxville taking shots. Looks like Jawa and his teammate there are getting eliminated, but Southern Illinois University of Edwardsville is not out yet, it seems. Padawan down from Smoody from University of Illinois at Chicago. This is where a lot of the gunfights start happening here in these final few circles. As the blue closes in, Smoody going to be pushed forward over this hill along with Trippy Remix from University of Illinois at Chicago. WM, I mean, finishing off Smoody as UC Riverside adds another kill to their tally. Moon Potato is down but not out from University of Tennessee Knoxville here. A lot of super intense gunfights as these teams are grouped up together. XPR taking some shots as Tennessee Knoxville tries to add some more kills to their tally here, and as he runs back to his team. Circle just roughly 300 meters apart, about 350 meters in diameter here. Teams are really, again, one hut in that circle. I'd be interested to see who decides to camp out in that little hut there. Padawan taken out from that Vector again. The powerful Vector just completely at close range like that. He didn't have a chance, man. Oh dang, trying to watch and take out some of the teammates, trying to get his fellow UC Riverside teammates there. A lot of players getting knocked out relatively quickly here, and it doesn't look like, it looks like Roddy Road taking 5 kills for Tennessee Knoxville right there with Fight. Oh man, players getting knocked out and eliminated left and right here, folks. This is just a bloodbath as the final circles close here. They got 20 seconds to run into the circle here. Trippy Remix better hurry up and revive his teammate and get some health in himself if he's going to last in these final circles here. Ho Chi Minh making use of that smoke to try and give himself some cover here. as his fellow Michigan State teammate is sitting behind. Ooh, looks like there might be an interesting gunfight. Oh no, they're on the same team. Haha. Just kidding. Marco's not on the same team. But Avatar takes the kill. His teammate is down, but not out, as Avatar tries to get the revive on him here. And it looks like he will, but this circle is doing a lot of damage quickly. These guys better be careful. I'm not sure that was the right decision to try and... Oh, and he's running. Weep Boop is out as Ho Chi Minh runs away. Michigan State University with only one play. Wow, and I think that was it. Weep Boop is out of the game. Michigan State out of the game. We've got Minigore here. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm right. Trippy Remix and Mirigore, excuse me, I misread that, from Chicago. Dingus Khan and his teammates with from University of Minnesota Twin Cities with still 4 of their players. That's quite the same here. They won't get a bonus for it. Fight Dude and University of Tennessee Knoxville looks to have about 3 players still left. A team of 2 teams of 3, it looks like, and a team of 4, as Lieutenant Bojangles takes some major damage there. 38 seconds here. The Fight Dude and his other Tennessee Knoxville teammate in an interesting spot here. They're really going to have to make a run for it soon. But it looks like Repo Wraith from the side there has a good position on that hill. He might be able to take some shots and knock them out here. University of Minnesota Twin Cities is Repo's team. He knows they're... Does he know they're there? He's going for the Dacia. And he gets it. His Fight Dude... Oh, his teammate's taking some damage. Fight Dude is now the only one left. And he is pinned down there definitely with 8 players remaining from 3 different teams. Repo Bojangles. Ooh, JP went down. It's that blue circle that'll get you there. As Khan tries to move forward there into the white circle. And the circle doesn't really fall on any teams here. It's pretty close to the team back there. Repo Wraith has a good shot here. He's the only one left. It is looks to be a 1v3 here. And Repo, University of Minnesota Twin Cities, is going to have to clutch this from his team, as Miri and his teammates from Chicago appear to have the win here. And they do have the win, as our first game finishes here. That is University of Illinois at Chicago with the win. And a beautiful one at that, with 3 whole players remaining here. And let me tell you, that is tough to do with this many high-tier players in one game. You're lucky to make it out with 1 teammate left. Repo Wraith making sure that University of Minnesota Twin Cities takes the 2nd place spot there. And hopefully here we will try to get a teammate from the winning team from University of Illinois at Chicago in there. Now I'm gonna switch back. I'm gonna remind everybody here what our teams to look out for were. And remember, this is excuse me, wrong one there. Chicago was the one that won. Do you see Chicago on this list? No, they're not on this list. That goes to show you anything can happen in these games. Absolutely anything. And Wraith was from University of Minnesota Twin Cities. Do we see University of Minnesota Twin Cities up here? No. Again, these teams are having some major upsets, and I think the leaderboard is going to be going back and forth for a very long time, very far into this league here. And the very end, the very last game is going to be a killer one. You won't want to miss it, folks. And again, I'm just going to remind everybody of our teams tonight who were competing and who will compete in the second and final game of the evening. Let's see if Chicago will take that #1 spot yet again. And folks, we will start the next game up here shortly, and we will be right back here in just a few minutes with the second game and final game of the evening. Will Chicago or the Twin Cities be in the top 2 again? Let's see if San Diego can bring themselves back up after that. That was a very tough position they were in there, and it just didn't end up working out well for them, unfortunately. So hopefully we will see them come back here in the next game, and most of all, I want to see a completely different team at the top here, because like I said, anything can happen. Who knows what'll happen? And we'll catch you in the next game here in just a few minutes. And this is Potator, and we are back with game number 2 of the Elite Game for the CBA Collegiate Battlegrounds Association. Welcome back, everybody, and if you're tuning in, then welcome to the stream. This is game number 2 of the Elite Game for this evening. Now, remember, let's remember last game here briefly. Chicago, first place. Twin Cities, second place. Neither of these teams were on our teams to look out for or anything like that. This goes to show you, the underdogs here, they're knocking at the door right now. They're saying, hey, University of California, San Diego, hey, other top teams up there, we're in it too. And you know what? That's the great thing about this game. Mixing it up, who knows what can happen. San Diego got really unlucky last game. A lot of other teams here had the same thing. The luck of the year that comes in, it's the luck of the draw here. And that's what it's all about. And with that, skill. A lot of these teams here, there's no doubt in my mind that every one of these players knows what they're doing, or at least most of them. And I think a strong, solid team with solid communication. You've got to practice with your teams to be able to compete in something like this and do well. Some of these teams, you know, some miscommunication issues happen. You never know. So stuff like that, you've got to flesh that out, work it out in practicing here. 10 seconds for game 2 to start. Hopefully we get a good playing path coming here. Now remember, Chicago and the Twin Cities are the teams to look out for. Players from Twin Cities, Repo, Bojangles, Merlin, Dingus Khan, I believe, were the ones playing. Those are from Twin Cities. And from first place, from Chicago, we had Muri Gore, I believe Peep, Smoothie, and Trippy Remix. Watch out for those players. Anything can happen here as the plane makes its way down the middle of the map again. Very nice, pretty nice plane, but I don't want to say very nice. I think the one from last game was a bit better. But here we go. Looks like a lot of players moving towards the west. Nobody going for Kit Kat, the new city up in the top right there. That is, I like that city. They added some new buildings. I thought it was pretty nice. Pretty even spread here with the teams. Looks like Chicago is waiting out for the military base there, along with San Diego as well, and they're all headed toward Nougat Crunch on the bottom right there. Oh wow, this is going to be intense. We've got San Diego, Chicago, who else? Michigan State. Who I'm having trouble seeing these names. Eric the Sloth from San Diego again there. Looks to be about 3 different teams all making their way down to Nougat Crunch here in the shipping containers. This is going to get intense. A lot of good loot in this area. It's all about who gets it first and who lands those shots with those powerful weapons you're going to be able to find here. Looks like behind the door has already got himself an S12K. Sending some shots off, some warning shots, as players make their way around these shipping crates here. Looks like Reacher from San Diego have got them, and his teammates have got themselves in the back there. Is behind the door, makes his way towards his teammates from Michigan State. 15 from Purdue. Takes a bit of a tumble there. And it looks like it's going to be a mill base circle. Everybody's favorite. So it looks like the guys who made it to the mill base definitely got the jump start here. I believe that was San Diego, Michigan State, and Chicago. This is going to be tough. Minigore and Peep, or Mirigore, I keep saying Minigore. Mirigore from Chicago and Peep already have those assault rifles. Ho Chi Minh for the win. And Weep Boop from Michigan State. Again, already have the good guns. And that's half the battle right there. That's more than half the battle. Sometimes it seems like armor doesn't do much for you in this game. Wow, a lot of teams on the eastern side of the military island right there. I'm interested to see who's going to camp bridges here to try and get some of those points. Because remember, the points are half this game. First place gets you 25, not 50. And again, you still get 1 point for every kill. And there is no bonus point for having all 4 surviving in the end. You know, as we work out the rules here, see what works, see what doesn't, see what's fair and what isn't here. And I see a lot of people inquiring about, hey, are you guys going to do first-person games? Now, for this season, we're sticking to third-person, but you know, there's a lot of demand for it, so maybe for the spring season, we'll go into these first-person games here, because that's definitely going to shake things up. This PUBG turns into a whole new game when you go from third to first-person. And it seems like the consensus is first-person is a little bit more competitive, just because you can't corner peek people and things like that. Peep and Miri here, making their way down here. University of Chicago already getting into some action with San Diego here. This is a battle we're going to want to keep an eye on here, because these two, Chicago just won. UCSD is another top-tier team from earlier. So who knows what's going to happen. UCSD got pretty unlucky last game. Chicago got really lucky last game with 3 players alive in the end. I'm really interested to see how this turns out, but I think both teams might end up backing off of each other, but we'll see what ends up. Trippy Remix here slowly making his way up front, but I think Eric the Sloth has an eye on him here, and I don't think Trippy Remix is going to expect a shot here. Both teams playing it very carefully. Trippy Remix making his way up the side there. Oh, whoa. What is going on here? My goodness. Having to swim. Trippy Remix taking a lot of health. That's going to be a new tactic. Swimming on land. Chicago always innovating and making, thinking of new things. Eric the Sloth here, carefully watching out behind that corner. Yeah, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Richa here taking some shots with that 8 times. Wearing those yellow pants, really going to blend in with the crates. Ooh, he's got a good shot on a lot of the guys. Man, he is still swimming over there. That is, that's unfortunate. He might try and reconnect and connect again. Eric the Sloth already down from University of California, San Diego. He's got some cover, so might be able to get a revive there. UCSD Lens taking some major damage here as Smoody and Minigore swims his way on up. Look at that. Man, Michael Phelps in the building here. My goodness. This is wild. I hope they make it. Oh, and Trippy Remix finishes off UCSD Lens there. I really hope Trippy Remix makes it to the end here, just so we can see him swimming in that final circle. I think that's purely a graphical glitch. I'm sure it ends up fine on his side of things. It looked like earlier looked like it was lagging into the water a little bit there, but man, that's really interesting right there. This is hashtag esports ready here for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Peep and Trippy taking their kills and perhaps backing off a little bit. University of Chicago already knows that they did a little bit of damage to San Diego, and that damage might be just enough to hurt them in the end game here. Looks like Kenshi is maybe looking to go for that crate back there. West Virginia University trying to capitalize on the placement of their players and the circle. I can't wait to see the mad dash to get across these bridges here. to see some bridge camping here, because farming for those kills is just as important as making it to the end. Trippy Remix here, trying to heal up from the shot he's taken there against San Diego. Gamer and Ho Chi Minh hanging out in the building. Wheat Boop just behind them. That is Michigan State back there. As looks like there's two teams here in the houses. Let's see if they each run into each other here. This could make for interesting gunplay here as this unfolds. Now, I really want to keep an eye on the bridge this game, because the bridge is really, it's the gauntlet run for the players here. 4 men go in, no men come out, because you never know what's hiding behind a blown-up car or semi there on the bridge. Kuro no Kenshi got the crate over there for West Virginia. Salty Sea Cow and his teammates from University of South Carolina making their way into the circle here as the blue slowly creeps its way in here. A lot of players spread out here, some on the high ground, some with the protection of a building, some with both. Wheat Boop up top. Players being very careful here. I'm sure they were they're on edge after hearing a lot of the gunfight between Chicago and San Diego off to the side. Looks like Miri Gore going to be making their way in there ever so carefully from Chicago. Ooh, taking some shots at Wheat Boop on the roof. As Michigan State tries to fend off Chicago here, and they're doing a pretty decent job, and Smoothie already down to half health. As Trippy Remix his teammate tries to back him up there. They're a little bit spread out here, and this is where the communication comes in. If they can let them, it's 2 from Chicago, Miri Gore and Smoothie are from Chicago, and Trippy and Pete on the right are also from Chicago. Now, if they can get that communication off, they might be able to do a surprise attack from the side as the other 2 push up forward. It's going to be a very interesting dynamic here. A few players making their way in by boat. Body road. Slowly but surely. Ooh, Peep is down from Chicago again. Anything goes here as the #1 team from last game has a player taken out. Behind the door, very low on health as he scrambles to make his way to safety. Wheat Boop knocked out on the roof from Chicago. Looks like this attack really paid off for them. Wum there. You see Riverside. Oh dang, making his way to that crate there as his teammate covers there. Robo making his way on the side from Robo from Auburn there. Oh, excuse me, folks. This is odd. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Alrighty, I apologize for that. And we have some other players here making their way around near the crate. I think that crate... Some players still making their way by boat. Excuse me a moment here, folks, while I get this logo back up. I apologize for that. I probably just bumped the button here on the stream. WM here, WM taking some shots and getting some off. Getting some off himself there. Ho Chi Minh for the win is down. As Wheat Boop from Michigan State and his teammate hang out in the side there. Peep slowly making his way around from Chicago. Very intense here as Ho Chi Minh and Weep try and be very careful. Behind the door also camping as Trippy Remix from Chicago make their way down to the side as Smoody still hangs on that hill to have a very nice vantage point. Another pair of eyes looking down on their position back here as they try and flee. Taking some shots over there. Ho Chi Minh running back as they try and get away from Chicago here. I don't think they know where Chicago is. They're taking shots from a few different directions here as the lane flies in. Yeah, that is very loud. I'm glad that was muted there briefly. I believe in a Reddit AMA, Player Unknown himself stated that there will be some audio changes coming soon, so your ears can rest easy tonight, folks. Behind the door down. So one Michigan State player down as Chicago takes the shot. Trippy Remix pushing forward towards Gamer here. Very tight battle. Both players pushing, making small pushes to try and make their way up. Ooh, and one player is out. That is Gam from, I believe, from Chicago. Kenshi there with the, I believe he's the one who made it to the crate, taking on Padawan from UC Riverside, and Kenshi, excuse me, from West Virginia. Both of these teams trying to be very careful here. Oh, Dang taking some shots and he's down. And Kuro, that was the Groza in that crate as they kill another teammate from UC Riverside as Odang and his teammate Wum are down back there as they try and make their way down into the water. WM going for a swim. Cliff diver right there. As Padawan from UC Riverside tries to hop down and possibly get the revival of him. He's taking some nasty shots. UC Riverside might be out of this one here as West Virginia fires. Disco taking some shots. That's Auburn as they make their way into the house here. Looks like Inkers from Auburn is down, but not out. careful game here. A lot of players getting into gunfights early, and I think that's because of this mill-based circle. We saw 3 teams drop, and I think once the other team saw that it was mill-based, they quickly made their way in there because they all want to get their hands on that sweet, sweet mill-based loot. And also establish their hiding spot for the final circles here. We know the mill base has plenty of them. Now, will the circle enclose around the hangars in the open field or around the apartments where there's some more hiding spots and plenty of rooms for many teams to cram into those buildings? Doorknob and Inkers from Auburn hanging out in here. As Repo from Minnesota make their way in. I don't think they see this attack coming. As Inkers makes his way out. Auburn in the green and Minnesota in the brown. JP from Minnesota trying to see what he can see. I think they know someone's in there, but they're just not sure where. Ooh, JP instantly down there, and he is out. That's Minnesota. I think Minnesota is hightailing it out of here. They do not want to mess around with Auburn. Curly and Protozor from Georgia Southern making their way across the water. There is Shadow, 1C, and Strawberry from University of California, Irvine, taking some shots down. It's some people tanning on the beach. A lot of people have been asking, maybe a lot of people have been saying maybe some cover should be added onto the beach, maybe a crashed boat or something. What do you like to see what the chat thinks about that as more players make their way into the mill base here, as it looks like it might be enclosing in the more open and mountainous area. Some players saying they want no cover on the beach. Just run and duck. Mill base baby, woo! Yes, sir, that is right, Dog of War. Mill base baby, woo! Indeed, because it's no matter where you are in mill base, in the open field, in the mountains, or in the buildings, it's a tough battle. And it's an interesting battle to watch because a lot of players here in tough situations. Sea Cucumber making his way up that mountain as Protozor from Georgia Southern and Georgia Southern holds all 4 of their teammates here. Salty Sea Cow and his other teammate from University of South Carolina down by the hill here. Doesn't look like they're gonna be saved. Lot of teams here with still 3 or 4 players. Smoothie and Peep taking some shots as Chicago still holds all 4 of their players. And they are Chicago's still holding strong here. Looks like a lot of players coming in. J-Span, who was hanging out, we saw briefly on the map there, and his other Tennessee Technological University teammates on the southeast part of the map don't have a lot of people around them. We're going to have to keep an eye out for Tennessee Technological because I think they're going to be some of the people here to last a little bit longer just because they don't have a lot of people around them. But then again, that might make them get a little bit lax if they don't see a lot of people around them. You've always got to be on edge. You've always got to keep your eyes peeled for any people sneaking up on you or any people you might be inadvertently sneaking up upon yourself. Repo Wraith taking cover behind a tree here as he tries to throw a nade at Protozor and Pixel, who is very low. That is Georgia Southern right there, and Repo from Minnesota, Twin Cities. And Repo finishes Pixel as Protozor and Repo stand off for the end here. Looks like Protozor's going to be tossing a nade over at Repo. Repo pushes forward. Oh, Protozor gets a lot of shots up there. Repo's health is quite low. Protozor has got to, you've got to push on these here. When the health is so low, and you know you've hit it. You've seen that blood splatter. Protozor tossing a nade. Not sure how this is going to work out for him now that Repo Wraith has already popped that first aid kit. Protozor, ooh, Bojangles is down. Repo Wraith and Protozor. Ooh, Protozor just left that tree. Repo Wraith, oh, he sees him. Repo Wraith almost missed that as Protozor throws another nade here. Ooh, that was that's a rough move right there. Oh, Repo uses that shotgun. Not sure how it's going to work out for me. It's a very tough fight, and Protozor kills Repo Wraith. Man, what an intense fight is the blue enclosed in there. Repo Wraith from Twin Cities gets taken out as Protozor from Georgia Southern takes the kill. Looks like some players may be making their way up to the crate here. Padawan, very low on health from UC Riverside. Right next to the blue there. He's got to heal up in order to last this one out, because most of the loot is gone, and the loot that's left, well, you don't know what's hiding in those buildings. Just above the hill here, Padawan's got King Arthur. XPR down from University of Tennessee Knoxville. Looks like he's going to get revived by his teammate there. It appears as if, yeah, all four University of Tennessee Knoxville players are alive. I wonder how good of a sight Jay Good and his teammates back there. Ooh, they might. Yep, they're definitely taking some shots. Jay Good taking some shots. University of Colorado Boulder taking some shots at Tennessee up there. They both know where each other are. Some shots being taken here from by J-Span from Tennessee Technological. Squabble's down. Smoody doesn't have much cover there. Ooh, and that did not work out for him. He peeked just a little bit too long as Zombie barely finished the job there. Zombie keeping an eye out, healing up here as Peep and Mirigor from Chicago. 2 left from Chicago. The number 1 team last game, excuse me, 3 left from Chicago. Number 1 team last game here, excuse me, getting pinned down. Mirigor and the rest of the Chicago team pushes up and wipes the rest of Tennessee, I believe that was Tennessee, out. Lone Potato. Well, that was not Tennessee, I misspoke. Lone Potato is from Tennessee. A lot of players here on the mountains, and that looks like where this final circle is gonna conclude. Not too many trees to hide behind in this area. A lot of open space as the circle moves up just a little bit, just beside those buildings, and it looks to be on the mountain ridge. This could be a very interesting game here, as half the circle seems to be on high ground and half on the low ground. Mirigor from Chicago and his teammate up there definitely have a pretty nice spot up in the high ground, but they're gonna have to move forward a bunch. It looks like that's actually, I misread that. That will not be on the high ground. It looks like it's going to be just in front of those that communications tower. Jay Good knocked out from the UMP. Jay Good from University of Colorado Boulder. Miri here taking some shots. Peep in a very interesting position up on the... Ooh, Miri is down and out as Smooty gets the kill. Oh, wait, no, that's not Smooty. Jeez. As, oh, it went away. Maxter gets the kill. Maxter is from the West Virginia. Ooh. Oh, there's that name I can't pronounce again. Shooting down from the top. A lot of people out here. Or Whale is the only one left from University of Colorado. Oh, yeah. Jay Good and Knight's Ghost health slowly making its way down. And I hope I'm a Whale can get to Knight's Ghost because he's got 3 kills for their team. Oh, man. Team's getting eliminated left and right here. Knight's Ghost from Colorado. Looks like Colorado's been eliminated. Wow, this is going fast here at the end. We've got Roddy Road and Fight Dude from Tennessee Knoxville. We've got Arthur from University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. And we've got C. Cucumber, also from Champaign. I'm saying that wrong. I know I am. A lot of players here using the mountain to their advantage. As Papaya from Texas, San Antonio, making their way down. So we've got San Antonio in that bluish green. In the brown, we've got University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And in the lightish blue, we've got UC Riverside, our top 3 teams here. Chicago, our winner from last game, is out. Shots being fired off here. Papaya taking down Fight Dude. As University of Texas, San Antonio racks up another kill. Fight Dude down and out. Padawan down and out. Just like that. So it looks like it's between Texas and Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Very careful here, using that third-person peek to their advantage. Taking some shots off whenever they see anyone. Nade being tossed. And the name that's impossible to pronounce is down. With Sama very low on health. As University of Texas San Antonio definitely took some hits from that. As they try to recover here. King Arthur down. Moving forward to maybe baits the kill out of some of these other players here. Sea Cucumber taking some major hits. We go to Papaya now. Man, this is the game of positioning here as he pushes down. They fail to land any shots. Gets King Arthur up there, both very low health, and Papaya knows it. Papaya taking those shots. Again, lowers Prince's health as he gets shot himself. Fails to get some shots off. Wow, what a crazy game. And looks like, excuse me, looks like University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign wins that game. And that means that Texas San Antonio comes in second. What a killer battle at the end there, folks. That's just insane. Wow. Look at the amount of kills between these teams. 10 kills for team number 1 and 12 for team number 2. Very high kill game between the top 2 players here. That was a really tough battle at the end there. You know, maybe had Texas saved some of those nades over there, they might have been able to wipe all 3 of them, especially with 2 of them with pretty low health. UCSD finishing in 17th, last place here. Again, I keep stressing this, the upsets are crazy. We see top tier teams coming in last place. We see teams we didn't think were going to prevail coming up to the top. Luck plays a big part. If you don't have your position right, you're gonna fail. If you don't have the good loot, you're gonna fail. What a wild ending to a wild game here in the mill base. Just a beautiful game to watch. Wow. No team with 4 players at the end there either. If you notice, I believe both teams, both Illinois and Texas had 3 players, I believe, for both of them. What a crazy game. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in this evening, on this lovely Sunday evening, for watching our elite game this week. Now remember, Wednesday and Thursday, all the teams, half the teams on Wednesday, the other half on Thursday, going to be competing again. Similar format, except the points are back to their normal amount. None of them are halved. So come on out, tell your friends, tune in for that game. It's going to be just as great as this one. I will not be casting that game, nor will I be casting the game on Thursday, as I will be participating in it. But I appreciate you guys out there. I appreciate your support, and as well as all constructive criticism about any of this, about the casting, about anything that's going on. We appreciate it, and we need it. So thank you for that. Thank you to each and every one of you guys who tuned in, and thank you for watching. I hope all of you have a lovely evening and a lovely start to your week. And we will see you all back here Wednesday evening. This has been Potator for the Collegiate Battlegrounds Association, signing out. Goodbye.